Hi guys. Oh my god. Okay, fix my hair. Fix your hair. Let's try that again. So I'm Naz. Thanks for tuning back into my channel again today. If you are a returning subscriber, you already know what's up. Thanks for, sticking with me and waiting on me to post videos, even though it's been half a year. My bad. So today's video is going to be about kind of like the fashion school and like how to get into it, the different programs and things that goes on in the day-to-day if you're thinking about coming to Kent State for fashion merchandising or fashion design. So if you are interested, which should be, because I think that's why you clicked on the video, keep on. I am a junior in the fashion merchandising program with a triple minor, which by the way I just added that on 2 days ago. Fashion merchandising major with a triple minor in fashion media, public relations, and marketing. Yay me! I want to be here longer. If you're thinking about coming to Kent State for the fashion program, there's 2 ways you can go. You can do fashion merchandising, which kind of focuses more on the business side of things, numbers, being analytical, and things of that nature. Or you have the design side, which is designing. So there's 2 roads you can go down. As an incoming freshman, you have to have at least a GPA of a 3.0 and a 21 on your ACT or a total of 1060 on your SAT. So let's talk about what happened with me. I got over a 3.0 my senior year of high school, but I only took my ACT once and I got a 20. So like I took it once. I didn't take the SATs because when I took like the pre-SATs, I scored lower on that than when I took like the pre-ACTs, which I scored higher on. So I decided to go with the ACT test instead. And yeah, I didn't get a 21 to go straight into the program like coming into my freshman year. So what happened was I was considered a pre-fashion major, and it's kind of like exploratory, which is like you don't know what you want to do yet, so they just kind of get you in basic classes, and that's what I did my freshman year. So because I was pre-merchandising, I had to just retake like a Alex course. It's called Alex, and it's a type of like, it can be algebra, or I think it's pretty much algebra. And so I took that class. I went there like 2 or 3 times a week for 5 weeks, and then I passed that class with an A. And then after that I was considered eligible after that semester to be a fashion merchandising student as opposed to pre. So once you get into like the actual program, there are a ton of classes to take. Things like intro to fashion technology, where you're working with Photoshop and Illustrator, and you're creating, I cannot think of the name of that daggone thing. You're creating like the sketches, those model sketches. I cannot remember the name. I never could remember the name though. What are they called? Called croquis. I got it. Croquis. Fashion fabrics, where they teach you about like the different fabric contents, where they teach you about like what looks good with this, what looks good with that. And then you get into some of your higher level courses, which are like professional seminar, where it's like kind of a career prep class, or you're taking product development, which I'm in now, and I actually like this class. You're like doing competitive analysis, looking at other competitors in that specific category. So like athletic apparel or jackets or shoes, and kind of analyzing their data, your target market, and things like that. Planning and buying, which was pretty much numbers based, and it just talked about like how to do a 6-month plan, how to plan for your sales, where your sales higher this year than they were last year, where your sales higher last month than they are this month, what is your markdown percentage, and different things like that, which kind of like that class. Really didn't like. I like product development more than I like planning and buying, because I'm more of like a visual person more than a numbers person, if that kind of makes sense. So yeah, those are just like a few of the classes that you would be taking if you were a merchandising major. With design, I'm not too familiar with it just because I'm a merchandising major, but just know that you'll be spending a lot of time in studio, as well as like portfolio days, which are kind of like your exams, I want to say, for design. And you know, just creating collections and different things like that, you know, just within your classes. But I can't speak too much on it because I don't know a lot about the design side of everything. Getting involved in the fashion school, so there are a ton of organizations. As you guys know, I am like modista all day. You probably heard that name a million times. I've like been the vice president, but I just was like promoted to president earlier this semester, so I'm officially the president of that organization. You also would hear about like FSO, which is the Fashion Student Organization. I believe it is the first like student organization that the fashion school had, and it's been there since the fashion school opened, so it's like the longest running organization. But aside from that, you have like NRF, which is the National Retail Federation, I want to say. And that just kind of focuses really like on the business side. If you want to go into retailing, if you know you want to do like management or entrepreneurship, that's a really great club to get into. And then they attend the big show every year, which is like this really huge, like I think it's a retail like trade show. But it looks really cool, and I kind of wanted to get involved with it, but with it just so much going on, I couldn't. Let's see, we also have the Global Fashion Citizens Club, GFC, which like focuses on sustainability and, you know, things like that. You have, I think there's a fashion drawing club. There's Kent Styles, which is super dope. So this organization is fairly new, but they like it helps you to kind of like create your portfolio. So what they do is they'll have like photo shoots and stuff throughout the semester, and you could be like a model, a creative director, or a stylist, and it just kind of helps you like create your portfolio. And they really focus on styling and having like little competitions at their meetings, which is like that's super cool, and I really want to get involved with that. I think that's my next adventure I'm stepping into, is like getting involved in another organization at like the member level. But those are just a few, and I do recommend getting into these organizations because it's really good for, you know, networking and meeting people and just like opening your horizon, especially if you're if you become part of an executive board. Like, don't be afraid to take those chances. And even as a freshman, oh, excuse me, because I know, like I told you guys, first semester I didn't really get involved with a lot, but then my second semester I did. That's when I got involved with Modista after being a dresser for the show. And like since then, like it's just I really can't complain, because there's just been so many networking opportunities and things that you can do with that. Resume builders, when you're doing like internship calls, like having interviews, that's one of your, you know, talking points that you can talk about what you do in your organization, especially if you have a role on the executive board. That looks really nice. So yeah, getting involved is definitely a plus. Last thing I'm going to say is get out there and go and get it. Even though our fashion school is ranked 4th in the nation and I think 18th in the entire world, it's not like things are not handed to you. For example, we have industry professionals that come in, but it's like corporate executives. So like, I don't know, store manager of a Dillard's or a Macy's, or I don't know, something like that. And what I expected was that like I would be seeing people who are like really in the industry, not kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, not like big box retailers, but like speaking with somebody who works at Calvin Klein corporate or Marquesa or, you know, Ralph Lauren, like just speaking with those type of people, like actually who are like high-end designer brands. But like that's something you kind of have to figure out on yourself. So make sure like you create a LinkedIn so that you can stay connected with people, because that is what will help you get your foot in the door. Because I don't want to go the traditional route. I don't want to become a merchandiser. I don't want to be a buyer. I don't want to be a store manager. And that's pretty much like the little bubble that fashion merchandising is in. But there's so many more opportunities. And I just want to, I'm kind of leaning actually more towards like an agent side now that I think about it. Just because of like the things that I've been doing over these past 3 years in school, and I really feel like that is like managing is one thing that I want to do, but I don't want to do it in like the retail aspect. So just trying to figure out like how I can talk to people and connect with people and network, like that's kind of my strong suit. So I think like that's the way I want to go. I don't know if I'm in the wrong major, but it's too late now because I'm almost done. But yeah, so that's why I kind of picked up 2 extra minors to just kind of give me that extra, those extra courses to see if like that's really, really what I want to do. But yeah, like it's not handed to you. This is a very competitive school. Like from scholarships to internships to working, you know, the FS Square, the annual fashion show is just really competitive. So just make sure you be on your P's and Q's and you'll make it. I promise. But that's all I have for you guys today. This was just kind of a little update because I know a couple of people were asking me in comments, you know, like my experience being like in the fashion school or wanting to answer some questions. So hopefully I was able to clear up a few things for some of you prospective students. If you have any questions, you guys know to leave them in the comment section down below. Also, I don't know what I'll put in the description bar, but I'll probably put a link to my organization's website as well as a link to the fashion school's website on kent.edu, just so you guys can check it out and just see some of the different things that we as organizations do and that the fashion school has to offer. And with that being said, I'm out. Doing the most again.